If you were to buy a company today, do you really know what you need to look into? Hello everybody, my name is Nick, but you can call me Wang Jujun. Today we're going to talk about a common phrase, a very fundamental phrase in the area of law called due diligence. So what does it mean? When you're acquiring a company, there are several questions that you have to get the answers to. You really got to think about, does the company owe money to anybody? Who are their material vendors and customers? Do they have contracts with their most important vendors and customers? Do they have intellectual property? Is their intellectual property registered? For example, do they have trademarks? Do they have patent protection? Do they have copyright protection? Have they been involved in litigation? These are some of the most important questions that you need answers to before you actually sign a deal. And so the question is, how can a lawyer help? Well, what a lawyer is going to do is they're going to get their hands dirty, they're going to get into the company, and they're going to learn everything that they need to know about this company. They're going to read every contract, they're going to ask the company to provide a list of all their documents, essentially, that have ever been involved in their company. Sometimes the companies will fight back. They'll say, listen, can I just give you the documents for the last 5 years? And maybe that's okay, depending on the history of the company. But really, a good lawyer is going to really dig deep and read every single agreement and identify, hey, some of these agreements haven't been executed. Some of these agreements are actually expired. So the company's kind of inflating their assets to be more, worth more than they actually are. A good lawyer is going to try to get to the bottom of this, and they're going to represent your interests and understand everything there is to know about the company. There's a couple things that you can't afford to ignore before you actually close the deal. And this is really where a corporate lawyer comes in. Because trust me, you don't want to end up buying a landmine company that's going to blow up later. So the things that can happen if you don't correctly do due diligence, you could end up being chased by creditors. You could end up being held liable and legally responsible for old contracts that you want nothing to do with. So due diligence is the process of understanding some of these items, and then you could bring it up during negotiations. I don't want these contracts. You got to terminate them. You have some past creditors. You got to pay these bills. You got some old liabilities. I want you to clear them up before closing. Due diligence is really important. And let me give you an example of how important it can be in practice. So I was working on a deal. As you might know, in a merger and acquisition, let's say just a purchase and sale of a company, there's a couple stages in the deal. You can either sign the deal and close it on the same day, simultaneous signing and closing. You can have a signing on one day and then an interim period where you kind of address all the issues that you discovered, a closing. These are the two type of timing options. So I was involved in a deal in the first stage where they were aiming to sign very quickly, lightning speed, 2 weeks after signing the letter of intent, which is usually the first document. There's a promise that they're going to buy the company for a certain purchase price. So they wanted to move very quickly. And the day before signing, I was doing due diligence as a junior associate on the deal, and I just decided at midnight to just Google the founder of the company. The first article that came up was investor fraud. This guy's been convicted of fraud in his own business. It has a current pending litigation that they did not disclose to us. I couldn't believe it. Found the bomb that would be considered a landmine that would blow up everything, right? Unfortunately, this was so severe that it ended up killing the deal. I'm not proud of that. What I want to do as a business transactional attorney is be the ultimate deal maker. No matter what comes up, I want to close the deal. That's our reputation. But when something comes up this material and this bad, it's not my job to tell the client what to do. All I do is present our client with the information that we discovered. We found a pretty severe material litigation where the person selling the company has been found, allegedly, is involved in fraud. This is all we know at this time. We recommend getting more information about this. Ultimately, you can make the decision. I just want you to think about next time when you're going to buy a company, the importance of due diligence. And here's one practice pointer for you and tip for you to take away is that make sure that you ask your lawyer to give you a comprehensive due diligence report. It's very helpful for you to have for your own records. Hopefully you get to close your deal.